Senator Ledama.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to support this cash disbursement schedule. And as I do so, I think it's important for us to realize that something is amiss with the management of county and national governments in this country. The county governments are autonomous. I've listened to my colleague, the Chief Whip, lamenting that governors are not paying their bills when they're supposed to pay, and calling for them to pay those bills so that everything can be able to move, including the floor, including the nightlife. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I don't believe, and I'm not in the business of defending governors, but I don't believe the problem here lies with the governors. The problem lies squarely with Treasury. And we must call a spade a spade. If we want to be able to move with development, to be able to make sure that projects in our county governments are not interrupted, we must call a spade a spade. The Constitution, Article 219, is very clear. And I remind each one of us to pick the Constitution, read Article 219. Equitable share of a county government must be released without undue delay. We are now talking about a cash dispensable share. Now, this cash dispensable share, schedule, is very clear. The law says by the 15th of every month, money should be sent to counties. But is that the reality? No, it is not the reality. Our county governments are queuing every day in Treasury, every single day in Treasury, asking for them to be given money. Our county governments are taking loans in commercial banks. And when the next payment is supposed to be dispersed to the counties, it is not dispersed. So it accumulates interest over interest over interest. It's a very shoddy way of managing resources in a country. Madam Speaker, it is about time that we amend the PFM Act. We amend the PFM Act to be in line with Article 219 strictly, and to ensure that this money goes to counties. If we cannot do that because of the excuse given by Treasury that the government is struggling to raise revenue, then when we talk about amending the Constitution, then we also amend the Constitution to ensure that county governments maintain their own source revenue. We have a big fight, and here I want to be very honest. We have a very big fight in terms of procurement in counties. Procurement in counties is supposed to be managed by county governments. I have my views, although they could be considered completely unorthodox on this e-procurement business. I completely believe that county government should manage the procurement. The Honorable Mbadi should not be managing the procurements of county governments. He shouldn't. It is quite clear. If you look at Article 6 of the Constitution, Article 176, county governments are autonomous. So the problem that we have is brought about by Section 109 of the PFM Act, where all money collected must be sent to the county revenue fund. And for you to get that money, then we introduce Article 228 of the Constitution, where the controller of budget must now go through and authorize the money that is going to counties. We're here in October now, a few days to October, and we are debating this cash disbursable schedule. And it says that every 15th of the month, that money should be sent. From July 15th, that's what I had, to June 15th. We're in October. What happened to the money for July, August, and now September? You know, we have to look at the systemic issues and deal with them so that we can solve these problems. These reforms, Madam Speaker, are very important. Because today, and I thank the majority leader for saying, let's move, let's get this business out of our order paper. But what happens after we get this business out of our order paper? Will the COB be delaying? Will our county governments be queuing there, waiting to be paid their money? Are we going to be having another bottleneck of e-procurement there? That everybody must subscribe to this, the same problem? In fact, I dare say that we're incubating corruption by delaying the disbursements of funds into counties. Because now, the head of treasury of each county will now decide who to pay and who not to pay. But if we have everything moving without any problems, where the money has already been sent to counties, we will not have salaries delays. I've seen counties where people have not been paid for 2-3 months. Service delivery is interrupted. Suppliers suffer. Others, vehicles are auctioned, properties are auctioned because county governments have not paid. But all of us here standing here, we are blaming county governments that they are not sending the money. Yet, the problem is in treasury, minding into business that they should not be minding into it. So if the truth of the matter is that we are not able to collect enough revenue to send revenue to counties when that money is due, then let's consider, once we pass this referendum bill, and then hopefully we can consider amending the constitution, let us now then define what this autonomy is for county governments. Let us allow them to keep their own source revenue, account for it, and even introduce an Auditor General specifically for counties so that we can see some progress. So, Madam Speaker, it is imperative that when we are discussing this, we become realistic, we become candid on what the challenges are, because the delays in sending monies to counties is negatively impacting these counties. It is impacting the ability to pay employees. When you don't pay your employee, you don't expect good returns. And that is the reason why this country is still lagging behind, because there is no morale. You find county government employees, they are just running around the streets. Some of them have taken their jackets and they're packed, they've just put it there. They have gone into their offices. You go to our hospitals. Senator Halwale is saying, county governors take drugs to the hospitals. Camps are saying, I will not give you drugs until you pay me my bill. Then the county government say, I've sent it to COB. Their language nowadays is COB, COB, COB. In fact, today I dare say, if you go to the COB there, you'll find almost a representative from all the 47 county governments with a cash disbursement schedule, saying, hey, can you please release this money so that we can pay our employees? The issues of pending bills, we can pay our suppliers. The issues of development. Madam Speaker, when you see these reports being issued out by either the COB on the status of development of each county government, there are counties which are rated to be the last. I think Nairobi is one of them. Ask yourself, are we diligent in this disbursement schedule? Are we able to send money so that the execution of this development plan is not interrupted? So, Madam Speaker, as I end, I want to state the following. Number one, the problem is not county governors, and today I will defend them. The problem is Treasury. The problem lies with the Constitution, the interpretation of Article 228 of the Constitution. It also lies with the role of Treasury. It also lies with the challenges that the county governors are facing when it comes to the issue of on-source revenue. That is where the problem is. If governors were able to spend their on-source revenue, the noise will be less, because whatever is raised by the national government would be secondary to what they can be able to collect. We have counties like my county of Narok, where we collect 5-6 billion in the year. If we are allowed to spend that money on source, then the owners will be on our side to be able to prove that the money we've spent diligently, and we paid our suppliers, we paid our employees. But no, all that money must come, because that's what the law says, Section 109 of the PFM Act, and I think Article 217 of the Constitution. All that money must come to the county revenue fund, and then that money is budgeted for. I think we just need reforms on all these budget issues cash disbursement, because if we don't reform, we will be lamenting day in, day out. Every single year we'll be sitting here in October, after one quarter has lapsed, to talk about cash disbursement schedule. And the moment we pass it, it will take another fortnight before even the money for this financial year is released. So by the end of the financial year in June, there's a lot of money lying on paper, on COB, on the county revenue fund. So no projects will ever be completed. So, Madam Speaker, I support and I hope that the chair of this committee and the Committee on Finance and Budget can actually begin drafting amendments that can assist this country develop.
Senator Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to, apologies. Madam Speaker, I rise to support this very important motion on the report of our Committee on Budget and Finance.